Okay, we're recording, I think. Yes, okay. So, good morning, in case it's morning. It's morning where I'm at right now. I was on Reddit, on the Cubers Reddit, and saw that there was a request for help with Petrus 4B, so I figured I'd put together a quick video as sort of a beginner's understanding of step 4B with Petrus. Now, step 4B would mean that you have your 2x2x3 block is solved, you've done your bad edges, and you've done this first block right here. For the people that are new at Petrus, I highly recommend not thinking about this as a corner edge pair. Think about this whole thing right here as a block. Remember, this is a block building technique, so if your step 4 involves placing this edge first and then doing the rest of it, you're kind of doing it wrong. You're actually slowing yourself down. That's just a side note. I just try to encourage people to think about Petrus as a block building technique, not as a weird, place this and then just use 2-gen moves. There's more to it than that. So basically, I apologize for this cube. It's the only other 3x3 that I have sitting around, and it's obviously terrible coloring. The step 4B can basically be broken down into 3 possibilities. And I know that's a little bit weird to think of at first, but when you get yourself to one of these 3 possibilities, you know how to solve step 4B. Because basically, your edge is in the same orientation no matter what. In this case, this is the edge that we're working with. We're obviously solving for this back slot. This edge is the only one that you have to worry about. Or, I'm sorry, the edge you don't have to worry about at all because you already know what the orientation is. The corner, on the other hand, can be in one of 3 orientations. So, we can have it in this orientation where it's opposite. We're looking at the U face here, where it's opposite of the edge, or it's not the same color, I should say. Technically, it's an adjacent color of the edge. The other position is you have white on top, or your D face on top, I should say. Because I don't always solve with white, I'll do white or yellow. If you're color neutral, that's even better. But D face on top, or it's the same color as the edge. Those are the only 3 possibilities because those are the only 3 possible orientations for the corner. So, in this possibility where we have the adjacent colors, so there are 2 different colors on top, what you want to do is know where your white is at. It's going to be right here. And then get it lined up where your corner is above the slot and the edge is over here. And it's a really simple insertion. That's the quickest and easiest one because, I mean, it's 3 moves. It's really fast, really simple. It gets trickier when you have positions like that, which we'll touch on in a little bit. But for right now, all you need to know is that it's a 3-turn insertion for different colors on top. For D face on top, you want to position your edge over its face. So in this case, we have the blue-red edge, so you want the edge over blue. Turn it towards the opposite color, so red down to orange. Double turn, and you pair them up. And then it's a real quick insertion. So we'll undo that. So just remember, position the edge over its face, double turn, and they're paired up, and you should be able to figure out what to do with it from there. Same colors on top. You want the corner positioned in a way that you can hide it. So you position it in front away from the slot. And the edge has to be either here or here. Or, I mean, you could do it right there too. Yeah, that's it. It's really, really simple because all you do is move the corner down, move the edge over so it's going to pair up, and boom, there it is. And, I mean, no matter where the edge is at, if it's over here, it's the same thing. The only time that you're going to run into difficulty is when the edge is right there, and we're going to touch on this kind of case in a little bit. So, those are the 3 positions. Those are incredibly easy. The trick is learning how to get to those positions. So let's say we have this right here, where they're paired up next to one another, right? You end up with something weird like this. Well, all you need to know is that, okay, this is position 1. This is 2 different colors on top. So all I want to do is be able to hide this corner, so use this edge, or this slot as working space. I want to be able to hide the corner, turn the edge away so that it's going to come up across like that, and then I can solve it. So that's that position. I mean, you can end up with these in just about any position. You can end up with it over here. And in this case, you know, it's going to be hide the corner, move the edge, pull it back up, and now it's ready for the solve. The only really weird one is when you end up with this case right here, where they're paired up next to one another. There's two ways to go about doing this. The first is this one, where you move it away from your slot, bring the slot up, move it back, slot down, double turn, up, over, up, and then it's ready for the solve. I personally don't use that one because I don't like the way it feels. I've been taught, if you know the Bruno OLL, which is, I have to use my, oh gosh, I just hit the thing with my camera. Okay, Bruno OLL is this one right here, where you have two going away and two facing this way, two facing this way. It's that OLL. If you have never done it, I recommend learning all the OLLs. It makes Petrus much more fun. But in this case, it's just going to be Bruno. And there it is. So you just have to learn how to fidget things around. Those are really the only positions that you can end up in. And just hide your corner, move your edge, and then you're ready to go. Same thing for this. Like I said, this is you hide your edge, bring the corner to pair with it, then move it up, and you're ready to insert. Weird things happen when you end up, or it's, well, let's say it's the same principle no matter where the corner is, right up until the corner gets attached to, oops, it's not flipped the right way anymore. Right up until like the corner gets attached with the edge. Now you could go about it by just separating it and then connecting it. I don't even like to do that though. When I'm in this position right here, I'll actually do a double turn like that. So move my slot up to hide the edge, double turn, and then it's right there ready for a 3-move insertion. So just work on experimenting with the overall positioning of the edge in the corner there. Same thing with the, oh wait, we're doing step 4B, so it's held like this. Same thing with this step right here when you have two of the same colors on top. I would just do a double turn. So break them apart, double turn, go back, and now you're in a position that you actually know how to solve. And, oops, I don't remember how to get back to the position I was in. So let's see if I can set up one more. I'm really not good at setting things up. There, that was the one I was in. You can also do other tricks, like one of my favorite tricks, it's sort of weird, is to take this pair away from the slot, and I'll actually move this whole square down. And this is a bit of an advanced trick, so it's really not that helpful for beginners. But move the square down, and then what I can do is turn this into a normal setup for a 3-move insertion. So, oh, and there's the Bruno OLL that I was talking about earlier, if the 4x4 was not a helpful visualization there. So, those are the only 3 positions, really. When you know how to solve those positions, oh, I'm terrible this morning. When you know how to solve those positions, the rest of it becomes very easy. So just practice with that. Learn how to break apart the corner and the edge, because once they're broken apart, you know how to solve them. They're actually 3 really simple positions. So I hope that helps. Good luck with it.